And the best lesson of all, so we can say the different kind of toxic type of people, most often they're of the narcissistic variety. They're people who are grandiose, they're people who are aggressive, passive aggressive, who feel a lot of envy. There's like deep-rooted insecurities, on and on. There are many types. But the main thing that you want to develop in life is the ability to detect them before you get involved with them. Because the way toxic people have learned, they've learned strategies since they were 6 or 7 years old, how to get power. And they embroil you in dramas. They get into your emotions, right? They entangle themselves in your life. They don't come at you saying, I'm toxic, I'm a narcissist, get away from me. They know how to appear charming, they know how to be interested in you, they know how to be moderately pleasing, etc. They can even be charismatic. You get involved with them, and then it starts to come out, and it's too late because you're emotionally entangled with them. They've got their roots inside of you, and you're sucked into their dramas, and it's really hard to get out, particularly in an intimate relationship. That's the worst of all. The best thing you want to develop in life is the radar to detect them before you get involved with them.
Human nature is so strong that it changes everything that we create. It's like this impersonal force. So just to finish this metaphor here, the internet comes out in the 90s, and then it starts to explode in the late 90s, and we're all using it, and we're so excited. There's this forum for all this free communication. It's like the wild, wild west. It's so exciting. It could lead to anything. And slowly,
Cat videos.
yeah, well, slowly, that's what it becomes. Slowly and slowly it becomes this place to sell the worst kind of products, becomes the place for online porn, becomes the place for venting your outrage and being a troll. It brings human nature, changes this thing that we all thought was this liberating device that was going to open up the world into something kind of ugly and political, a tool for China to spy on people, to spy on its own citizens, to gather, and in this country too, to gather information on private citizens, right? So human nature, the dark side of it, will take over. So Bitcoin might have started out as this incredibly liberating thing, but you better damn well believe that the forces that are out there are going to take it over, and that it's going to be somehow misshapen and malformed into what other things have been misshapen before in the past, like the internet. 17th century. You had the railroad mania in the 19th century. You had the tech bubble in the 1990s. You had the real estate bubble in 2000, or in the early 2000s. Who knows what the bubble is now? Maybe it's cryptocurrency. I don't know. But when you find yourself, and what motivates you is that other people are doing something, I have to get involved. A little red flag should go up in your brain and go, uh-oh, I'm probably this weak part of human nature is getting involved here.
So if you're learning to never outshine the master, that you don't want to get fired for trying too hard and making the person above you feel insecure about their position in life, that is the reality of human nature. That is the reality that people above you have egos, that they're insecure, and you have to acknowledge that. And that's the truth about that situation and that relationship. People are incredibly complicated. They're very complex. And we're not used to that. We're trained to think almost in a very linear, almost algorithmical fashion, where A leads to B. I absorb all this information, this data that I get, and then solutions will come to me. And that's not how people operate. I mean, if you look at yourself and you look at the actual complexity of one single emotion that you might feel, if you actually analyze in the course of a day that feeling of excitement that you have, perhaps by something that triggers it, you'll find if you go deeper into yourself, and you're able to because not everyone can, you find below the surface 4 or 5 things, other emotions, other things going on at the same time. Perhaps things from your childhood, things that are unconscious. You're not even aware of what's truly motivating your behavior. You're kind of sleepwalking. You think that you do things for reason A, but actually there's B, C, D, E, and F below the surface. So you're a mystery to yourself. And so, if you walk around a dark room blindly, you're going to trip over things. And that's what happens to people. They make mistakes, they misunderstand, they take wrong paths in their career, they get in relationships that are completely bad for them, etc.